Hi, I'm Reverend Jake Sabe, and welcome to Children's Bible Stories. Alright children, in this video we're doing another children's church history story, and in this video we're going to do the history and coronation of Emperor Charlemagne, which is French for Emperor Charles the Great. So Charlemagne came from a great line of rulers. His grandfather was Charles Martel, or Charles the Hammer, a title he had earned when he fought with the Muslims and kept them from coming into France and further into Europe. He beat them in a battle and chased them out of France. And he, though, was just a duke of the Franks. And he was succeeded by his son, Pepin the Short, who fought many battles with the pagan German tribe known as the Lombards. And it was Pepin the Short who had managed to defeat the Lombards in battle and had awarded their territory to the Pope, establishing the territory known as the Papal States, which was an area, a little country that was ruled over by the Pope. So the Pope from that point was both the head of the church and the head of a country. He was essentially like a king. Pepin the Short was also the first person to become king of the Franks, establishing the Carolinian dynasty. And when Pepin died, he was succeeded by his son Charles. And Charles was king of the Franks, and he would go on to win many battles against the Lombards, finally defeating them and establishing himself as also king of the Lombards. Charlemagne then ruled over a massive kingdom in Western Europe. And Charles then became the new defender of the faith because he had defeated the Lombards who were having fights with the Pope. So the Lombards were a pagan Germanic tribe, and they kept trying to invade Rome and conquer the Papal States and attack the Pope. And they were pagans, so they were killing Christians and fighting against Christians. Charles then, like his father Pepin before him, became a defender of the faith, defeating the naughty pagans and protecting the church, particularly protecting the Pope. This then became most important in the year 800 AD on Christmas morning, when the Pope gathered everyone together so that he could crown Charles as the new Holy Roman Emperor, declaring that Charles' empire of the Franks was now the new successor to the Western Roman Empire, that Charles' empire was now the new Rome, which the Byzantines, or the rulers of the Eastern Roman Empire, were not really happy because they saw themselves as the successors to the Roman Empire, and for the Pope to declare Charles and his empire to be the new Rome really didn't make the Byzantines very happy. Charles was go on to live up to the title of Holy Roman Empire, trying to be a defender of the Christian faith. He promoted the church, he helped fund many churches, he brought about a renaissance of music and art and literature in his empire. He also tried to unify Christianity within his empire. At that point in time, there was many different versions and translations of things like the Apostles' Creed. There was different church festivals on different days. So maybe the church in this area celebrated Easter at this time, whereas this church over here celebrated at a different time. This church over here celebrated some of the feast, whereas that church over there didn't celebrate that particular feast. And so Charlemagne tried to have a uniformity within his empire. all the churches would use the exact same liturgy, they'd all use the same language, they would all use the same versions of the creeds, and they would all have the exact same church calendar, celebrating the same festivals on the same day. So that was Charlemagne who did that, and it is due to Charlemagne that we really get what is known as the Western Church Rite. So before Charlemagne, many of the different churches, the Church of the Franks, the Church of the Irish, the English, they all were doing their own thing. And it was Charlemagne who took this Western rite from the Romans and then made that the standard rite for all the churches in Europe. And yeah, that then is kind of the story of Charlemagne and his coronation as the Holy Roman Emperor. I've been your host, Reverend Jake Zabel. Goodbye and God bless.